Hey everyone, do you think a node is, only useful for auditing the Bitcoin network? Because today, we're going to dive deep into why a home server, especially with a Bitcoin Cash in mind, can fundamentally change your digital life. We want
Yeah.
to challenge that common idea out there, what some people call the maximalist narrative,
hmm
which often pushes people into, well, what we've kind of dubbed the cult of the useless node for
hmm
the average person.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? You hear this mantra all the time, run your node to be sovereign.
Right.
But when you look closer, this usually just means running a hobbyist node. These nodes, they watch the blockchain, sure, they do internal validation, but they don't actually hold any real consensus power.
So not like the miners.
Exactly. Miners are financially incentivized, right? They secure the network through proof of work. These hobbyist nodes, they don't earn fees. The whole system, fundamentally, it's designed for those economic incentives to align with security through mining. It just wouldn't make sense, really, for professional miners to rely on, well, hobbyists for network security.
That's a really crucial distinction. It
Yeah.
sounds like it basically shifts the operating costs from the miner onto, well, you, the user.
Pretty much.
And for very little practical benefit for most people, it's often just a validate and forget kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that can lead to problems like this idea of an eternal mempool, which is,
Right.
just a fancy way of saying a huge, never-ending waiting list for transactions.
So the miners are doing the real work, securing the chain, and the user might just be footing a bill for something that doesn't truly empower them in the way they think.
That's a good way to put it, and it brings up a really important question, I think. Why does Bitcoin, in this sort of popular story, supposedly need all these hobbyist nodes when Bitcoin Cash doesn't seem to push that narrative?
Right.
If you strip away the maybe distraction element, true freedom, real digital sovereignty, it means running your own services, not just auditing someone else's blockchain.
Okay, so owning your own infrastructure.
Yes, reclaiming your privacy, building resilience against censorship, getting away from relying constantly on third-party clouds or piling up endless subscriptions.
I see what you mean. That's a totally different mindset, isn't it?
Yeah.
Instead of being a passive observer, you actually become the architect of your own digital space. So
hmm
what kind of cool stuff, what powerful services can you actually run on a home server if you go down this path?
Oh, there's some great stuff. A fantastic starting point is Cash Fusion 24/7.
Okay, Cash Fusion.
Yeah, it's a privacy tool. It automatically mixes your Bitcoin Cash transactions with others. This seriously boosts your anonymity and makes your coins more fungible, harder to trace. And the best part, no need to trust any third party. You can even offer the service to others from your node.
Nice. What else?
Another really powerful one is setting up a Tor and I2P gateway. This encrypts and anonymizes all your internet traffic.
All of it from your whole home network.
Yep, big security boost for everyone connected.
Hmm.
Plus, you can use it to host local private services hidden behind Tor or I2P, like, say, Home Assistant.
Ah, okay. Home Assistant. I've heard about that. So you get complete control over your smart home stuff, right? Without feeding data to like Google or Amazon.
Exactly. It runs totally locally. And you can even do cool things like trigger physical actions based on receiving BCH payments.
Like what?
Like maybe your lights turn on automatically when someone pays a BCH invoice.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
And then there's a home VPN. Set that up, and you get secure access to your home network from anywhere in the world.
So I could bypass geoblocks, access my files securely.
Precisely. Or even share your internet connection securely with friends or family, ditching those paid VPN subscriptions altogether.
Okay, those are some killer apps. Are there other maybe optional extras people could add on?
Definitely. You could run Nextcloud, which is basically your own private cloud storage. Think Google Drive, but hosted by you.
Your own Dropbox, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. Or things like Pi-hole or AdGuard. These act as DNS sinkholes, meaning they block ads and trackers and even specific websites like TikTok for every device on your home network. Network-wide blocking.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And maybe most importantly, you can manage your encrypted crypto wallet backups locally, right there on your own server. Super secure.
This all sounds incredibly powerful, but maybe a bit daunting for beginners. What kind of hardware are we actually talking about? Is it expensive or complicated?
Actually, it's much more accessible than you might think. You can use budget-friendly stuff like a Raspberry Pi 5
Okay, I know those.
or a small by 86 mini PC, or even find an old, cheap ThinkCenter desktop and repurpose it. They're small, they sip power.
What else do you need?
You'll definitely want an external SSD for storage. They're fast and reliable. And a uninterruptible power supply, a UPS.
For power outages.
Yeah, just to keep things running smoothly if the power flickers.
Right.
Software-wise, user-friendly server OS options like Debian, Ubuntu Server, or maybe NixOS are great. And to make managing all those services easier, you'd use containerization tools like Docker or Podman.
Right, packaging apps.
Exactly. And maybe something like Ansible to automate the setup makes it quite manageable, even if you're not, a hardcore sysadmin.
Okay, that sounds doable. You mentioned Bitcoin Cash integration specifically.
Yeah.
How does running your own server really enhance the BCH experience beyond just, say, Cash Fusion?
Oh, it ties in beautifully. First, you run a full Bitcoin Cash node itself on your server.
Your own copy of the blockchain.
Right. Then you connect lightweight wallets like Electron Cash directly to your server, not someone else's. Big privacy win.
I see.
You run Cash Fusion through the command line, connected directly to your node. That's maximum privacy. And remember the Home Assistant stuff. You can actually script IoT actions triggered by incoming BCH payments.
The lights example again.
Yeah. Or anything else you can imagine. And maybe the most empowering part, you can host your own BCH payment server.
To accept payments for.
For your own services. Maybe you run that family VPN or offer a little bit of web hosting to friends. You can accept BCH directly for it.
So, stepping back, it feels like this is way bigger than just tech tinkering. It's really about digital sovereignty, isn't it? Independence.
Absolutely. Especially as more and more of our lives move online, it becomes a form of independence from, state and corporate control.
How so?
Well, you reduce your dependence, right? On your ISP, maybe some local services might still work if the internet goes down. You reduce dependence on banks by using BCH directly, and you cut down on all those software as a service subscriptions that just keep adding up.
So it's kind of a peaceful way to take back control.
Exactly. It's a legal, peaceful act. You're reclaiming control over your digital life, creating your own little blind spot against external pressures and surveillance.
So, wrapping up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? It seems like a really profound shift from just sort of passively validating someone else's chain to actively building your own personal independent digital infrastructure. So the challenge, I guess, is to think about what parts of your digital life could you reclaim by maybe investing a bit of time and effort into your own home server.
Yeah, how might you start that journey toward, real digital and economic sovereignty? Something to think about.